My name is Peter Smith. I'm Director of Policy and Advocacy at the fuel poverty charity National Energy Action.
My name is Erica Watts, and I'm the Head of Employment and Skills here at Sovereign Housing Association.
The levels of fuel poverty are currently at record highs. Overall, we estimate that 7.5 million UK households are now in fuel poverty, and that's a rise of over 2 million households since the beginning of this energy crisis. We also know that the extent of excess winter deaths and premature morbidity and mortality is going to be at record highs when we get the figures next year. We think that those figures should act as a real wake-up call for any actor that can have a positive influence on improving the plight of low-income and vulnerable energy consumers and in protecting them from the effects of living in fuel poverty.
And what we've seen over the last 12 months is a huge increase in the number of people wanting support with household bills generally, but in particular with energy and fuel bills. Social housing residents are up to 10 times more likely to be on prepayment meters, and yet they pay the highest rates for their fuel, which, feels like direct discrimination. A lot of my residents, prepayment meters help them to budget. It means that they can plan for those costs and know when they need to top up. What we would love to see is that the tariffs are then equal or then more favourable for those on prepayment meters in low income households.
We find some households that rarely use energy in the home, if at all, due to the soaring cost of energy, are still racking up large standing charges which accrue every day on their energy meter and need to be cleared before they can access any units of energy.
At Sovereign, we already invest £3.5 million per year in our community investment services. We invested an additional £3 million over 2 years, specifically aimed at developing services to address the cost of living. Fuel vouchers, furniture grants, flooring grants for households. But significantly in terms of fuel payment, we've seen a 400% increase in people needing and requesting support to pay their fuel and utility bills. Each household that's in fuel poverty can access up to £200 per year from us via our fuel voucher programme. But we recognise that doesn't go very far. And in addition, we've invested in services looking at money coaching and debt advice. So we're looking at the household as a whole entity and seeing how we can reduce outgoings and maximise their income in different ways. So we introduced winter warm packs, offering hot water bottle and fleece blankets. What it's done is allowed us to have some really good conversations with those households about ways that they can change behaviour on their fuel bills. We have a white goods grants programme, and what we were seeing is that in households that are struggling to meet the cost of their bills, by providing them a cooker or a tumble dryer, once installed, they're actually struggling to be able to afford to run it. We've now looked in at air fryers, and it's much, much cheaper to run, a fraction of the cost compared to cookers and ovens, rather than offering tumble dryers and looking at heated areas, but again, much, much cheaper to run.
Looking forward and towards this winter, we've got some real concerns that the government's focus on the cost of living payments could result in some key gaps, in particular for low-income households that aren't going to be well supported if they're not on means-tested benefits. We're urging the government to strengthen its support package and overall put in place a much more long-lasting and durable mechanism to be able to make energy affordable for people.
What we want to make sure that we are listening to our customers and actually making sure that our customers have a voice and that we're able to listen to what's being said to make sure that the things we put in place can really make a difference.